I'm going to tweet a few little quick live YouTubes on learning how to use this. If you get bored, just turn off my tweets. I think I'm going to talk about overcoming depression and anxiety. I have a couple of friends right now that are struggling with depression, and God knows I struggled probably 40 years plus with severe depression, to the point of being suicidal, to the point of going to hospitals on every antidepressant you can imagine. More out there I've been on than I haven't. Anxiety medicine, more anxiety medicine I've used than I haven't used. Which cause for more crazy making, I might add. I'm an advocate of not using medicine unless it's absolutely positively necessary. One of the problems with medication, especially anxiety medication, but any kind of psych drugs, but anxiety especially, is doctors don't tell you how slowly you need to come off of it. I mean, so slowly. I had to go through a special pharmacist where he made drops so I could take minute amounts less every day. Because when you come off of it, you'll think you're more crazy than when you first went on it. You'll think your anxiety is back, the problems are back. But it's actually the drug trying to get out of your system causes all kinds of craziness in your head as it's rerouting in your brain to find out how it used to work. And you really do think you're losing it. So some people will start taking meds again. I don't advise that, and I really advise very slowly coming off it. But anyway, I finally did get off of it. I was on all those meds off and on for over 40 years of my life, since I was 16, and I'm now 65. And I can tell you from experience, depression's not fun. Being suicidal is even less fun. And having people, good, well-meaning people, tell you, she's just trying to do it for attention, or he's trying to get attention. It really doesn't matter, to be honest with you, because people die trying to get attention from being suicidal. People end up blind or in comas because they thought they could call somebody soon enough because it was for attention. So, yes, if it's not for attention, it's more serious because people are hurting more and more. And I was really seriously suicidal. It was not for attention. The other thing people wrongly say to people that are suicidal, they tell them they're selfish. You're selfish. You're not thinking of your children. You're not thinking of your family. No, in a person's mind who is suicidal, they aren't thinking clearly. That's kind of the gist of it. You aren't mentally yourself, so you're not thinking correctly. So to tell somebody they're being selfish doesn't work. Most people, if they're truly, truly suicidal to the point where they really want to die, like I was, I thought my kids would be better off without me. I believed that. I believed that with every ounce of my being. I thought my mom, my dad, all my family. I believed lies. When you're suicidal, you believe a lot of lies. You believe you're no good. You believe people don't care about you. You believe you're worthless. You believe you don't have hope. You don't think things are going to change. You believe a lot of lies. I personally believe in the enemy, which is Satan, the enemy of my soul, and I believe he puts a lot of mental illness. He sends demons to people, spiritual demons of depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts. But you know what? And I had all that with me for years. I have scars on the top of my legs. Most of them faded, but they used to say, hey, Kathy, bitch, help, no good. Not very uplifting stuff. But it was my way I was in so much emotional pain is I cut because I just didn't want to feel my emotional pain. And it worked for a season, but not for long. And I have scars on my wrist. The only thing I ever did was put a gun to my head. I don't own a gun. I don't want to own a gun. But I never put a gun to my head. I started out with a lifestyle, trying to destroy myself by behavior, going against my values. I started doing that when I was about 18, to be honest with you. 18 years old. I was doing things I hated myself for because it was my way of destroying myself. And that progressed over the years to where I actually started picking up razor blades and cutting on my wrists and wanting to die. And God just wouldn't let me die. One time I cut and cut and cut, and I should have bled. It just kept clotting. If God don't want you to die, my friends, most likely you're not going to die yet. But and I was always on a pity party. I always felt sorry for myself. Woe is me. I was molested. I was physically beat up. I was gang raped. I could go on and all my reasons for wanting to die. And I would be on a pity party. Poor me that all this happened to. Well, it was sad, and they were horrible things that happened to me. They really were horrible. I can't even go into all of them. But to go on the rest of my life and go, poor me, that happened to me, wasn't getting me out of myself. It wasn't getting me out of depression. It wasn't getting me anywhere. I was stagnant. After a while, even the best of friends didn't want to be around me. They would be discouraged watching me always depressed and never coming out of it. And it really took me up until I'm 65, and even the last 5 or 6 years, I've just really got a grip on how not to be depressed for the most part, and how not to be overrun with anxiety for the most part. And what it took was me getting out of myself, not being so self-centered. I still have to fight it. I do have to fight it. I want to just get itis. It's all about me. It's not all about me. It's all about Jesus, really. Nothing in this world happens that he doesn't allow. And when I started getting my identity from him, instead of what I presented, and instead of wearing my feelings on my sleeves and going, everything every bit did hurt my feelings. I was overly sensitive. I still fight with that a little bit, but I'm aware of it today. And what I do now, my antidote, my anxiety pill, my antidepressant pills actually aren't pills at all. They're going on Facebook, which I can't get on my Facebook on my phone right now. On my tablet I can. I go on Facebook and I encourage people. I tell people how wonderful they are. I look for the gold. We're so quick to look for bad things in people. And, our human nature, we kind of do that on our own anyway. But everybody has a little bit of good in them. Look for that good in people. And build on that. Build on that. It's worth it. It's worth it for them. It's worth it for you. It's a win-win situation when you start encouraging people and being kind to people and doing random acts of kindness. It's a win-win situation. Can't lose. And I have found over the last 4 to 5 years, I have come to a place where it's like most of the time I don't have depression. I mean, I'm in a situation now, of course, with my husband that I can be very depressed, and my daughter, which I won't go into either of the situations on this right now, but I can be very, very depressed. A person that's not depressed would get depressed. But God has really taught me how to fight that. And it's not really that big a battle. I just know I'm helping somebody else. I love to help people. I've loved people since I was a little girl. I've always gone out of my way, even as a little girl, to help people and to always had a heart for people. So, the enemy distracted me for a lot of years from being able to be who God called me to be, which was a daughter of the Most High King, a daughter that can have joy as her strength, a daughter that has joy in the midst of a challenge, a daughter that doesn't have to walk around poor me, a daughter that can claim that greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. I'm an old hippie. Oh, did I say the old word? Oops. I'm not an old hippie. But I am a hippie who's getting older. My husband thinks I'm crazy. But he's a good man. I love my bunny. He's not listening to me, though. But, yeah, I'm a hippie. It's my little hippie outfit. Hard sunglasses. But I'm a hippie that loves God. And I have no qualms with my hippie part of my... Look at that, all those rings. Isn't that crazy? But that's okay. God loves me just like I am. Just like I am. I try to get better every day and get closer to him every day. The closer I get to him, the better person I become, and the more love I have to shower onto other people. Anyway, this is supposed to be a short tweet because I'm putting these on my tweeter thing. on I forgot what it's called. Twitter. Because I can't put it on Facebook. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble and I'm kind of tired. So I might take a snooze and come back and talk later. Anyway, I don't know how this is going to turn out or if it's even going to work on Twitter. But have a great day. God bless you. I'm praying for you. I'm coming against depression. I'm coming against anxiety. In Jesus'